Hey guys, welcome back in. It is Wednesday night Let's Play series, and tonight we are going to work with the Crapless table. We're going to explore a couple different methods, 2, 3, maybe 4 different methods, whatever works for us in our time that we have here tonight. And I'm going to try to find a method that works for me. Crapless craps has probably been one of my weaker points. That's why I typically play on the craps table. And one of the big reasons that I purchased a crapless table, because I want to practice these methods, see what works for me, how can I make money off of the table, and leave with a profit. So today we're going crapless. We're going to introduce a couple methods, and I guess the only thing left is throwing the dice. Let's get started. All right, so today we are doing our $500 challenge. We're going to play crapless craps, and we are going to start off with $500. So I've got, there's 100, 200, 300, 450 plus $50 right there. So that is our $500 that we are going to use for today's video in playing crapless craps and trying to find a successful method into allowing us to take this to the casino and then hopefully get some kind of success. I'm going to shoot over here from the side. I don't know if you can see my chips. Yes, you can. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them completely back. I've got my dice, I've got my puck, and so we're going to start off. We're going to go $25 on the pass line. I'm going to go $25 on the field, and I am also going to go ahead and I'm just going to do the iron cross method just to kind of start, see how things evolve, and if we can get them going in a direction that we can possibly make some money. So I've got the second camera set up there on the opposite end. I'm going with a 6-6 die, and I'm going to put the 4s in the back in playing to start. Go with the hard way, set up, and getting this going. So 4s in the back, 6s in the front. Let's go on the come out. Do I want to protect? I probably should protect since this is the first throw of the day. I'm going to take $30, put it up here, and I'm going to then take $30, and I'm going to hop the 7s, 4-3, $10, 5-2 for 10, 6-1 for 10. Remember, that pays us $150 if it hits. If it doesn't, we're okay. Either way, we are covered on our bet. So let's throw the dice, see what we get. We get to start a 6-2 easy 8. That's our starting point. So that's going to mark our point at 8. Now, we lose our 25, but the 8 was working, so we're going to make 35, so I just made $10. All right, so we'll put that back on the field. We'll collect our 10. I'm going to put what I collect over here on the side. My goal is to recoup what I have on the table and then start pressing to the moon. Now that we know our point is 8, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put $50 just to start things off and hopefully get a little bit of a bankroll bump. Next roll comes out a 6-3-9, 9-9-9. All right, so with the 9, I'm only going to make $25 on that roll because the only working bet that I had was on the field. So that's going to pay us $25 there. I'll collect that again. Set our dice back up. 4s in the front because that's what I like to have there. That gives us a hard 6, 3-3, hard 6. All right, I do not have any hard ways going. I, again, lose out on the field, but I earn $10 from the 6 up here. That pays us $35. So there's our $35. I'll just leave the quarter on the field. So now we currently have $45 sitting on our table that we have earned. Okay, so I've got that all set up. We get a 5-3-8, easy 8, and that is the point. All right, so that's going to help our bankroll. Thankfully, we didn't lose too much there. Actually, we didn't lose any. We gained $10 on the 8 up here. So there's our 35 again, so I'll put the 10, but we also got the pass line. So that's gonna pay us 25 in the front, and it's gonna pay us 60 in the back. So there we are. I'll go ahead and collect that. And let's see where we are at currently. So put the $50 back in our original bankroll. We've got $100 there. There's 25, 35, 40. So we have 110 plus 25 is 135. Now we have recouped what we have on the table, and we are actually up $5. So I'll just move all of this over here minus the $5. Now I can start playing my other numbers and making some presses. So we'll turn our puck off since our bet is off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw another $30 for the hot bets on the 7 over here. Let's get our dice set back up how we want them with the 4s in the front. And let's, on the come out roll, we get a 5-2-7. Okay, this is exactly why we set up for the hopping the 7s. Now, we get the 5-2, which is right there in the middle. We lose 20 of it, right? But we gain $150. Now I can leave that 10 there, I can press it, or I can just come back, go out again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take $20. So I'll put 25 back, I'll gain 5, and I'm gonna put $20 on the other two, the 4-3 and 6-1, and we're gonna do it again because we are still on the come out roll. I still made $130, so I'm gonna add that over here, and we'll go on the come out again. The come out roll, especially in Crapless, is kind of challenging because there's only one number really that will hurt you, and that's the 7. But it's not a big deal because we are covered. So there is 1, 2, 3 for those 3, that one right there, and then we have $10 there. So this all gets wiped out, but we just recouped it with that 150. So I'll go there. I'll go there. We're still up a quarter. All right. So everything is set where it's supposed to be. Oh, I did forget. I do get $25 for that on the pass line. So we're actually up 50. All right, here we go. Still on the come out. We get a 3-1-4, easy 4. Nice. So the $30 on the hop and the 7s is now gone. That was definitely worth it on that setup. All right, so we get on the 4 here, first and foremost, we mark our 4. We get $25 on the 4. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover my 9 here currently. And I'm gonna add $50. We're on a 4, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and press it a little bit. I'm gonna put $100 back on my 4, and let's roll again. All right, there's a 4, and there's a 4 with my 6s in the front. And again, when it comes to dice throwing, do what you're comfortable with, how you throw them, how you have them set up. It's whatever you want. 6-3-9, that's a right field bet. All right. So with that 9, we have 25 up on the table. So this is going to pay us $35, plus we get another $25 there. I'm going to collect the 10. I'm going to take my 250s. I'm going to cover the 10 and the 4. Yes, I'm adding extra onto the 4, even though I have my pass line odds. It's just an extra bet on the 4. All right, so dice are out. Let's see if we can't make some money. That is a 5-4-9, easy 9. I guess there's no hard 9, but it's a 5-4-9 regardless. So that will get us a little bit more. Again, we're going to hit on the field and on the numbers. So we get 35 here, plus another 25 there. So I'm going to cover my 3 and 11, and this is where I'm going to stop. I now want to start building these numbers up because the likelihood of a 2 or a 12 coming are so low that I'll hit here, I'll get double on my 25. We'll increase that as we increase our 5, 6, 8. But I'm just going to leave the 2 and 12 empty for now. If I start seeing that they are hitting on any kind of regular basis, that's when I will start to press those and get some numbers up here. But as it sits, this is where I want to be making money. Our next roll is a 54999 meaner. Notice how I didn't say easy 9 that time. All right, so a 9 again is going to pay us 35 plus 25. This is going to allow me to press the sisters, 5 and 9, and collect my 10. So we are currently up 10, 20, 30, 80. I'm up $80 currently on this roll. Again, just little presses just to get a little bit of money on the table, still rack some, and not be down. As a 4-4 hard 8. All right, so there's my first hard way. Or is that my second hard way? I can't remember. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put money down. I did hit the hard 6 earlier, so since that's my second one, I'm going to put $5 on the hard 6, $5 on the hard 8, and see if we can't get some odds on that. All right, so our 8 is going to pay us 35, and we don't get anything here, so I'm just going to make $10. But what I'll do is I'll grab $25 from my profit, and I am going to increase my 8 up to 60 and still collect that 5. Put the 6s in front of the 4s on a hard 8 set. And we are at a 12. Okay, boxcars. So that's the first time we've seen boxcars. Now the question becomes, do we want to go ahead and add a quarter onto the 12? Because we got $50 from our field bet. I can push my 2 and 12, add, or just collect it. You know what? I think I'm going to collect it this one time, or actually even better yet, I'm going to do this, and I'll explain why here in a second. Let me get these added on. Okay, so I already have 50 on there. I just need 50 here. So that gives me 60 on my 6 and 8, 50 on my 5 and 9, 25 on my 4 and 10, 25 on my 3 and 11. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just collecting the 6. I'm going to press my field to 50 because I have 50 on these 3 spots, so they will still wash out. Let's move forward. All right. Set back up for a hard 8. We are at a 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's a 3. So we will get paid on our field. We get $50. Now up here, up top, remember in our video from last Sunday, on the VIG, I have to pay $1 on that VIG right there. So I'm going to grab a 5. I'm going to pay back 4 because I have to pay $1 on a $20 for the VIG on what I'm betting. So I pay $1 for that and I win 75. I like that exchange. Okay, let's collect this 50 here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my 4 and 10, make those 50 each, and grab my dice here. 4 is our best number currently. And there we are. Hard 8 with 6s in the back. We get a 6, 1, 7. All right, 7 out. All right, so let's clear off these hard ways. No worries. We definitely made money on this roll. How much did we make? Well, let's take a look here. Let me clean up the board. And I know people are like, oh my goodness, you lost all that money off the table. What are you going to do now? Well, let's look at what we got. Oh, let me clear off my pass line and pass line odds. All right, so currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 200, 375. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes 400, 425, 450, 5, 459. So we lost $41 on that roll, which in the grand scheme of things isn't horrible. So we got to be a little bit more under control when we are placing our bets and making sure that we're not pressing too early. And I'm saying that to myself more so than to you guys, but it's something that I'm trying to explore because crapless craps has been kind of my downfall. And when I'm playing craps, I much prefer a craps table. But this is one reason that I wanted to go with a crapless table, is because I wanted to really get better at the game. All right, so I've got my table set up. I've got my $30. I'm going to then cover my hops. Remember, on a come out, I want to put $10 on each of the sevens, or the big red, as you should call it when you're playing craps. All right, so our table is all set. Let's get our dice set up with a hard 8. We get a 6-5, yo 11. All right. So there's our yo. We don't win anything up here, and that's fine. I did win $25 here on the field. And I'm going to go ahead and just immediately place it on the 9. I'm going to be a little risky to start, but I want to get it on the 9. Since it's on the 11, I'm only going to put a quarter back on the pass. If we get into the roll a little bit and it's going successfully, I can increase my pass line odds. But right now I just have a quarter. There's a 1, 2, 3. Let me clear off those hot bets from earlier. My apologies. All right, so we've got a 3. We hit the field again. As you saw, we don't have anything up on the board itself on a 3, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and take the field. We collect 25. Now, the 4 and 10 are the only last two numbers that I really want to collect on, or press on here, especially early on. But right now, I'm just going to collect this because I haven't collected anything, and I've got all this money up here exposed. I did a little press early to try to get some numbers on the field, and that's okay. Just be mindful of that. We have a 639, 99 neener. So the field will pay, and so will our number up top. So there is my field bet and my place bet. Now, if I look over here on the left, I've got 75, 85. And if you remember, we had 75, 85 on the table for a bet. I still want to take into consideration my pass line and my field. So I'm just going to collect and continue forward. Don't want to press too hard, but don't want to miss out on some numbers. There we are. Next roll will give us a, come on, big number, 8. All right, 888. And that's 8 easy, 5-3. We lose the field bet, but we pick up an extra $10 there. We just let it go. Pretty simple. Again, just want to press a little bit, especially if we hit like the 9 or any of the other numbers, we can use the field to kind of press up here. There is a hard 4, 2-2. I like it. So the field will pay on a 4. And I'm just going to go ahead, and this one, I'm going to go ahead and just cover my 4. Yes, I could have collected it, but again, I collected a couple hits, and now I want to press on my numbers just so that I can get more place bets set. to try to keep pushing and make a profit. 325. All right, 5-5. No feel 5. So we just made another $10. I'm going to go ahead and finish grabbing this stack for my payment. All right, so 5. So there is 35 on a 25, but I lose 25 here, so there's my 10. There's that. And so far, we've been doing okay. I don't think I'm going to press my pass line odd just yet. That gives us a 5-3. Easy 8. 8 easy. That's just another $10. And let's see what we've got here. So I've got 75. There's 115. So now I am definitely all in the clear on my field and those 3 place bets. Minus $5 because I'm up 5. So I'm going to separate it. I'm currently up $5 on my bets. So let's do a little pressing action and see if we can't make some money now. All right, that is a 4-1-5, no feel 5. So again, we just take $10 and hey, every dollar counts when we're playing the game of craps. All right, so again, 35 on the 5, we lose 25, so there's 35. I'm gonna collect that, we're up 15. I don't know if telling you guys how far we're up as we play is helpful. If it is, let me know. Again, I'm just playing at the quarter level. 6 and 8 obviously have 30. Field is 25, 25, and 25 on the pass and pass line odds. Our next roll will give us a hard 4. We like that. Hard 4. Okay. That's going to pay us on the hard 4. We'll get $50 here for $1 VIG. And I also get $25 there. So I'll collect the VIG. I get $75. I'm going to go ahead and cover my 10. And because the 4 hit, I'm going to make it 50 and collect that 25. And here we are. 6 in front. Hard 8 in the top, and that gives us a 5. No feel 5. I should look at starting to increase those 5, 6, and 8s so that I can increase my field as well. But that's okay. Currently, we just got $10 more. And again, every dollar counts when you're playing craps. That is a 12. Okay, boxcars. So that is going to pay us $50 on the field since we had nothing up here. So we get $50 on the field. And I am going to go ahead and add that to my 6 and 8. I'll cap it with another $5. So our 6 and 8 are now at 60. The rest of my bets are at 25. We are a 7. All right, 7 out. 4, 3, 7. So let's clear our table. And let's take a peek and see where we are at after that roll. See, I never increased my pass line odds and it helped. Okay. So let's count our money here. We should have made a little bit. There's 1, 2, 300. Oops. Try to get my chips set up here, if I can hold on to them. All right, so there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the 25, 50, 75. That's 400, 15, 418. All right, so actually we're down a little bit more. Because that's right, because we had 50 here, plus we did a $30 hop bet. All right, still not bad. We're doing okay. Let's try it again. That's why we do these methods, to test out, to see if we can make a little magic happen. All right, Iron cross method is set up. I've got 25 on my pass line, 25 on my field. Let me collect the dice. Oh, and before we get much further, I want to go ahead and add $30 on my hop for my sevens. That's 10 on the 4-3, 10 on the 5-2, 10 on the 6-1. Just on the off chance that we hit one of those nasty little numbers, we're covered. We've already hit it once. Here we are. That's a 6-1-7, just like that. It is already paid for itself. All right, again, that is $150 that we earn. And actually, it's $115 because I forgot. $10 there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of change. And I'm going to go ahead and mark up my other two sevens because we're still on the come out. But I made $100, so that's okay. $120 to be exact. And let's look at what we've got. We've got 75, 110, 135. So we would have lost a little money had we not covered it, or a lot of money, but we're recovered on the hopping of the sevens. So yeah, that's why I do it. Here we are, hard 8 again. We get a 3-1-4, easy 4. All right, and we're also going to get $25 here on that 4, and I'm going to use it immediately to cover my 9 because I want the 5 through 9, especially the 5 through 9, covered as quickly as possible because those are going to be the most common numbers that you roll when you're playing craps. 4 is the bet, so I'm going to put $50 behind, or not the bet, the number, the point. There we are. Next roll will give us a 4, 6, 10. That's an easy 10. So with that 10, the field will pay, but we have nothing up here. So I'm going to go ahead and just immediately go to my 10. No, we haven't recouped anything other than what we had here. And actually, we didn't even recoup that because that was already out on the field. That was 110. Yep. Okay, so we did make $10 on that. All right, so my 10 goes here. Sitting here thinking out loud as I'm doing this. Sorry, guys. Hard 8 with 6s in the front. That gives us a 5-1-6, easy 6. So there's $10 right there we just made. Because again, we make 35 on the 6 here, lose 25. So there's my 35, I collect 10. I don't know if I need to keep doing that, but I'm just letting you guys know because I don't want you to lose track. Okay, there's the 6 again. That 5-1 easy 6. So I will again collect 10 more dollars. Now I currently have $10, $20, $30 here. So I'm going to take $30 and I'm going to put it on my 6 because that 6 is now hit 2 times. So I want to take advantage of that. Okay, there's a 4-6 and another 4-6. We get a 7 out. All right, so I made that press for nothing. So let's clear off our table. Now I know we did lose some money that time, but that's okay. That's the game. That's why we play. And let me remove that $75. Okay, so now we're in a position where we are starting to just slowly lose our money. We've been getting some rolls, especially early on, but it's been kind of hurting us. So I'm going to change my approach, and I'm going to kind of do a Hail Mary here. Not a Hail Mary per se, but I'm going to cover 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, cap my 6 and 8. On this particular one, I am going to put $25 on my pass line, $25 on the field. Now, with this roll, I'm only working the 5, 6, 8 and field. We get a 5, 3, 8. Easy 8. So we're going to make $10 on that. Now we're looking for 3 hits and get out. That's what we want. And when I say get out, I mean reset. That's a 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to remove that $30 from the 7 that I did earlier. There we go. All right, so the 3 will pay us $25. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right on my 5. Use what the casino gives you to raise your bets. And there's a 7 out. So as you can tell, this is one of my biggest problems in playing Crapless, is I'm trying to find a method that works for us, that allows us to take advantage of the game and not lose our shorts in a sense. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to rebuy in for 500, and I'm just going to take the rest of the cash that I had and basically just pocket it. And I say pocket it, but that's what I'm doing with it. All right, so I've got $500. Now I'm going to take 50 of it. I'm going to buy some greens or some reds. Oh, one more. Oop. All right, there's 50. Put these greens right there. So let's start again. $500. And I want to show you that not every time you play craps, you're going to be successful. There are going to be some painful days and nights and whatever. The thing about it is this is why you need to come with a bankroll. That's why I wanted to start with the Iron Cross, because my bankroll was smaller. So now that I've added $500, I'm going to go straight into the 160 method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you know what? Yeah, 6 and 8. It's straight out the gate. I'm going to have the 11, 12, 3, and 2 covered on the first roll, not the come out, just the first roll. And then I'll set my point and pull that down to cover my odds and see if we can't get some hits. And then I'll probably pull the 2, 3, 11, and 12 off, as well as the point. All right, here we are. We get a 5, 6, yo 11. All right, so it's a good thing that we had the 11 covered. That's going to pay us $75 for 1. So I'll pull 5, give myself $4. There's my 75. My point is 11. So I'm actually just going to pull my 2 and 12. I'm going to leave my 3 and 11 covered. And I'm going to add 25 to my pass. I failed to put it on there, but that's okay. It's okay. Because that would have given me another 25. Yeah, okay, that's why. All right, so I'll add, I'm not going to add anything to my pass line odds since I'm playing this here, even though, yes, this is the better odd. Okay, you guys talked me into it. There is a 314, 444. A 4 is going to pay us $50 for a $1 VIG, plus we pick up $25 there. I'm going to press my 4 and 10 and collect 25. That was our first hit. That's a 1, 2, 3. Hey, see? I'm glad I left that on there. All right, so this is going to be a $1 VIG for 75. So I'll put the VIG away. Now here, what I will do is I'm going to press my 5 and 9. That's 2 hits. I still collect $25 off of it. We need one more good hit. So let me collect our dice here. Okay, here we are. We get a 10, 4, 6, 10, easy 10. I thought it was a yo at first, but it's a 10. We'll still take it. because that $50 is going to pay us 100, plus we get a quarter down there. I need $2 for my vig because I have $50 on it. So that gave me 125. Now my 6 and 8 are the last two that I need to press on the inside. Actually, you know what? It's time to regress. All right, so there is 125, 175, 225, and we've got 175, 210. That's 225. We are free and clear on this hand. We are actually up $15. So now I can start pressing, and now I can cover my extreme numbers if I want. So here we are. That's a 516666. Easy 6. Let's grab that. We're going to make $10. Again, remember, we've got our field, but $10 is $10. Here we are. That gives us a 10. Okay. That's going to give us some options. An easy 10. It was a 6-4. So that's going to pay us $50 for $1 vig. So there's my $4 and change. Plus I'm going to pick up $25 off of the field. Now I'm going to increase my 4 and my 10. I have an extra 25. And again, this is all the casino's money. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my 3 and cover my 3. See if we can't press it a little bit more, make some money. That's a 10. Hey, that was a good press. No, it wasn't because we didn't press the 10. It was already pressed. All right, so that's going to give us another $100. Again, we need $2 for the vig. And then we're going to pick up $25 there. Now I've got some options. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I'm going to do. Cap my 6 and 8. So we have $50 across on every number, minus the 2 and 12. I've got, of course, 60 on the 6 and 8, and I'm going to take my field and bump it up to 50 since now it is a complete wash if I hit a 5, 6, or an 8. Actually, I still make a little bit of money. And there it is, 7 out. I got a little greedy. I should have pressed a little less, but that's okay. I'm going to count up my chips, see where we're at, and, oh, let me lose this $50 here. Let's see where we're at now. No, that's definitely more than 5. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 60, 70, 82. We made $82. I'm not going to complain about that. You shouldn't. All right, so that seemed to be a more successful setup for us. But again, we had the dice working for us. So I'm going to try one more time on that same method. I'm going to go 160 across. Actually, I'm going to cover every number. And then I'll do like I did last time. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. All right, every number is covered. Now I'm not going to work on the come out. I am going to go ahead and sneak in a little sneaky field pass or field bet and throw it down and see what we get. That's a 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. No field 5. So I lose that quarter, and that's okay. That's okay. I was just trying to get a sneaky little bet in. Bit me in the butt, but no worries. All right, so the number is 5. I'm going to add a quarter to my pass line odds, which will come from here. I'm going to pull my 12 and 11, 2, and 3 off. I just wanted it there for the come out, just to see where the numbers would be sitting after I rolled. That gives us a hard 6. Oh, I didn't place the field bet, but you know what? I saved $25. So there's a hard 6. So I'll make 35 off of that. And my inside numbers are covered, so I'm just going to press my 6, cover the 5. And again, I just want to get a couple hits in, get my money off of the table, and then continue forward. That's a 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, no field 5. Again, I forgot my field bet, but it saved us in the end. That is also our point. So that's going to pay us 25, and then it's going to pay us, what is that, 3 to 2, 35 on the back, 25 on the front. So a little extra. Put that there, this here, and that there. So we are at 50. Okay, so I'm going to take the 5 money, because that would have been our second hit. I'm going to put that at 50. I'm not working my numbers up here. There's a 6, 4, 10, easy 10. Okay. We'll mark that point, put that behind on my pass sign odds. And this time I'm going to add a little sneaky field bet. That's a 5, 4, 9, 9, 9 meaner. So we make 25 off of the field and 35 up here. I'm going to press my 9 and I'm going to use that 25 and, oh, I've already got my 5 up. So I'm going to bump up by 8. One more hit. Let's get a good one. Well, it honestly doesn't get much better than that if you are playing numbers, but we were not. We just had the field bet, which is going to pay us $50. So now let's look, see what we got. So that makes 150, 160, which is the exact number that we need to cover our bets. So I'm going to regress back down to the 135 across and see if we can't have some magic happen. So we are all set up for success. We have our money off the table. There's a 4, 2, 6, easy 6. That's going to pay us 10 because we did have the field working. No worries. Easy enough. Hey, if we just keep collecting $10 every roll, you're going to go home a winner. That's a 3, 2, 5, no field 5. 5, 5, 5. Again, $10. I'll take it, and we'll roll again. 5, 1, 6. I really can't complain. Making $10 every throw of the dice. Okay. That gives us a hard 6. Okay, changing it up with a hard way. Since that is a hard way, let me collect my $10. I'm going to put a hard 6 up for 5 and collect the other 5. That gives us a 4, 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, no field 5. Again, there's another $10 that I just, casually collect. Hard 10. I like the hard ways. I did not have a hard 10. However, that is the point. It's going to pay me 50 on the back, 25 on the front, and 25 on the field. So that's a cool $100. Point is going to go off. I'm going to throw $5 on the hard 10. I'm going to work both my 6 and my 10. And of course, I'll have the field and the pass line going. That's a 9. 5, 4, 9, easy 9. Well, there are no hard 9s. I don't know why I like to say easy 9. It's just rolls off the tongue every time. Okay, so I'm going to take my 9 over to my 10 for my pass, or for my bet there. And then what I will do is I also get a 9 on my field. So I'll just move that straight to the back to cover my pass line odds. Again, I'm not going hard on the pass line odds. I'm just going to match the level that I have up there on the board itself. Here we go. And that, boys and girls, is a big red. 4-3-7 out. Which is not a problem because I can almost guarantee you I think we're up after that roll. Let me remove my hard ways bets, clear off the table. I had a good time for a regress. All right, so let's add up what we have here. Definitely more than 500. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay, that's what we started with. There's 125. Makes 150, 175. There's 200, 15, 17. So we're up $217 now after 2 rolls on a crapless table. Again, not being super aggressive, basically playing craps and trying to make it work on a crapless table. I didn't get aggressive with the extremes at all. I did not want to force that. If it wasn't going to come, there's no sense in even betting it, just because I don't want to lose my shorts. Again, we're walking in only with $500. Yes, I'm up 280, which is fantastic, but you can quickly lose that if you are not careful. So we tried the iron cross method. We dinked and dunked. We lost a little bit. We lost a little bit. We lost a little bit. We were never, ever really, truly able to move in a profitville just because we were rolling a ton of 5, 6, and 8. So we were making $10 a piece, but we had nothing to cover the other numbers than just a simple quarter. We then exchanged methods and moved over to the 160 across. What we did is I would cover all the numbers. If an extreme hit, I would cover that number and then everything on the inside. If the extremes did not hit, I just covered the 4 through 10 and played it as 135 across, 160 across, 130 across, however you want to notate it. There is one other method that I would like to try, and it's the 110 method. It's just the 5 through 9, and I want to see if we can't get some success starting off from even a smaller field, expanding out and getting our numbers to get us into Profitville. I'm not going to use the field bet this time. I'm just going to utilize the pass and the 110 inside method and see if we can't get moving. All right, so I don't want to work any of that. The only thing that is working is my pass line. And you know what? I'm actually going to take my pass up to 50. And there is a 5-2-7 big red rearing its head. And it's the come out, so we just won $50. That's half of my 110 hit right there. There's a 5-1-6, 6-6-6, easy 6. Collect that. Turn this on. Pull my, you know what? I'm going to leave the 30 there, and I'm going to go ahead and put another 50 behind, just as an extra bet. $6-1-7. Big Red was definitely in the house today. PSO. And that's okay. It gave us kind of an idea of, will this work? Will it not? And you know what? I'm pretty confident that it will. It's just a simple way to put a little bit of money in to allow you to kind of dip your toes. I have seen other methods, and we'll go ahead and give it a try, where they work just the extremes. So we'll do that. We'll put $25 on each extreme. On this, I'm also going to play the pass line, but I need to cover the $100. Now remember, we are at the point where we don't need to cover the horn, because it can obviously turn into a point with the 2, 3, 12. The 11 doesn't pay. The 7 does pay, but I don't want to keep hopping 7s. So I'm just going to make this an even $100. on my pass line, which if a 7 hits, we'll just cover that and we're good to go. Remember, our puck is off. And let's throw our dice. That's a 1, 2, 3. See, automatically, it has already paid off. We didn't lose any money whatsoever. That's going to give us 75 for a $1 VIG. I can then take this 75 and I can start squeezing my way in. And I'm going to take 50 of it and I'm going to cover the 4 and the 10. That's the last two true extremes, if you will. Because even on a craps table, your extremes are the 4 and 10. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to put just a quarter back on my pass line odds on the 3 because the 3s are less common to hit. Now let's roll our dice. Look at that. Big red right there, PSO. So, yeah. Story of the game. If you get PSOs, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt. And there's nothing you can do about it. But just minimizing how much you're putting out on the table until you can recoup is probably one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you. Did we make money? No. Did we lose money? Yes. Did we lose everything? Not quite. But there are days you will walk into a casino with $500 and do what I did in Vegas. I went to El Cortez with $500 and was successful and walked off the table with $4,700 after about an hour. Not too shabby. That will not happen every time. Again, find the strategy that works for you, implement it, and roll the dice and see if you can't make some money playing this beautiful game called craps. So as you saw, today was not a winning day, and that's okay. That's going to happen when playing craps. Be prepared. That's the biggest thing. Also, don't punt all your money away. If you find yourself running into a lot of PSOs and you're on a crapless table, you cannot play the don't pass, don't worry about it. Just collect whatever money you have and get off the table. There's no sense in punting your money. There's no sense in just, here you go, casino, take all my money, because you don't want to do that. You want to win money in playing craps. So let me know what methods you have tried at the casino, even at home if you have a craps table. Let me know what's working for you. What is the best way that I can walk onto a crapless table, bet a little bit, build up a bankroll, and then move into something bigger? We'll try again another time, but for tonight, that's all the time we have. Please don't forget, we like your likes. Drop us a sub. It helps me immensely. And hit that bell notification so you know the next time I drop a video. We'll see you next time here on KC Craps.